Hello and welcome to Meet Me at the Movies. I am Noel T. Manning II, joined by some familiar faces, but faces I haven't seen in quite a while. Mr. Greg Tillman. That's right, Mr. Greg Tillman. I'm going to use his real name just because I don't feel like making fun of him today. And Tim Foster. Good to see you guys.
Pleasure, pleasure.
You guys have forgotten how to do this thing, I think.
No, we never knew.
Well, it's so good to see you.
Isn't it strange to hear Tim talking? All the shows that we've done together, you couldn't hear him talk. He wasn't talking. It's like Chaplin for the first time, you know?
Yeah.
I know. I think we've had him talk just a few times, but usually it's just under the head nodding. And I guess
Maybe I wasn't paying attention.
well,
Most people like that, yeah.
It's really good to see you guys. This is a big deal today. Not that this show isn't always a big deal, but the 400th episode, that's pretty amazing. And I've been a part of 2 of them, and I'm really happy that you've allowed me to join us for episode 400. And we thought this would be a fun time to bring back some guests from the past, and also bring back some of the co-hosts that we've had since I've been doing it and been a part of it anyway. And so we sent out the word, and we said, if you can join us, let Tim know. And Tim's going to be looking at Zoom Central, at the Zoomcaster, and we're going to see if we can get some of these folks in. I know some have already said, yeah, I'm going to be there. So this is going to be a different show, but we're going to be celebrating. And that's the whole purpose of this show today, is we're talking about celebration, films or film scenes that connect to you in the word celebration. And Tim, you've got one already. I'm going to go to you first, Tim, and let you give your celebration film and why, or your celebration scene and why.
To be honest with you, I didn't know this show was still on the air. So I'm just excited that I'd heard this pandemic has really thrown everything out of whack. But, I'm a sports guy. You and Mr. Tillman know that. So I'm going to go Hoosiers. The ending of the state championship game, the build up, all the drama, all the character, we're trying to get certain parts in place, and, Hackman as the coach and the players, but that celebration when they win the state game, a guy that's seen a lot of our local schools around here, and even, at Gardner Webb, and success through the years. So for me, Hoosiers I always love the ending to that movie, the celebration.
Yeah, great choice, great film across the board. And, what a great celebration that was. Thanks for sharing that, Tim. Greg, what have you got, buddy?
It's not a rowdy scene by any stretch, but it's just lovely. I'm going to go with the title track from Singing in the Rain, where Gene Kelly's literally singing in the rain, doing that number. And it's just lovely. It just expresses to me, the pure joy of new love, I smile every time I see it, from the first note to the last. It's just charming. It's just beautiful. It's not what you think of when you think of a celebration, but it's a celebration of love.
Yeah, and also the celebration.
I'm a softie at heart.
Well, and also the celebration of life. No matter what comes your way, no matter what storms are ahead, you're going to celebrate that moment and embrace it. Yeah, I love that. I love that scene as well. Great choice. I'm going to give you my choice, so make sure I've got time to throw one in as well. And the choice I have relates to music as well. Anyone who has seen this show, or anyone who's listened to me talk about movies throughout the years knows, that I have this love of music, and I'm connected to films that relate to music. And the one I'm going to pull goes from the movie Almost Famous. Absolutely brilliant film from a writing standpoint, but also the way that film told the story of music through the eyes of a teenage journalist. There's one scene where the band members and the writer and some of the groupies are riding on this bus, and I think they're realizing that it's not always going to be fame and fortune and everything that goes with it. I think they realize that life is going to be a bit different down that road. The song Tiny Dancer comes on, Elton John song, and one by one, everybody starts singing and they start getting into it, and then you start realizing that, yeah, we've still got this moment in time, and we've still got this time together. And the teenage character says, I really think I need to head home now. And then one of the groupies played by Goldie Hawn's incredible daughter, turns and looks and says, "You know what? You are home." And that particular moment, that particular scene is a scene of celebration, but it's also a scene of celebration in realizing that, yeah, we got this moment. So love that scene from Almost Famous. Highly recommend that. So yeah. Well, let's see, Tim. Let's see if you've got somebody lined up. I know that you said you had somebody already lined up. You just sent me a chat window in the chat bar. So let's see who we've got, and then we're gonna go through a series of these, hopefully, and then we're gonna come back and have a quick break. Greg and Tim, thank you guys so much for the 400 episodes, and thanks for letting me be a part of it.
Thank you, Noel.
Thank you.
Tim, who do you have? Hey, Christian, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going,
Good to
Noel?
see you, man. I have no idea who we've got coming because we sent this blanket invite, and Tim's just lining them up, and so I'll see who's there. So Christian Jessup, good to see you. Christian was a former guest host, co-host, and he spent some time with us, and he's actually done some things even from Raleigh for us in the past where we've looked at music scores. And so I'm glad to see you, and I think you've got a guest host there as well.
Yeah, I've got my own little crew over here cheering me on.
Well, man, we are celebrating 400 episodes of Meet Me at the Movies, and so we have asked former friends to come back and tell us either a film or a film scene that reminds them of celebration or that brings that word to mind. So what have you got, Christian?
You know, I was trying to make sure I picked something that no one else would pick, and I hope that I have, and that is the film Muppets from Space. I remember as a kid watching the heck out of that, either VHS or DVD. And when I think of celebration, I can't help but think of the end of that film. The whole film is great. It's kind of this classic Muppets parody on Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Gonzo is searching, is he the only one of his kind, whatever Gonzo's kind might be. And so at the end of the film, slight spoiler, there's a family reunion of sorts, and they sing the song Celebrate Good Times. So I mean, what better celebration film than this classic ending where all the characters are singing, there's like a spaceship coming down. It's bananas, but it's such a fun time, and that's like my first thought when I thought of celebration.
Well, that's a perfect one, and I'm still searching for my own kind as well, so I kind of relate to Gonzo. And just for your knowledge, that was Catherine Manning's first film in a theater. That was her very first film in a theater. So Catherine Manning, who we're going to have on this show, if we haven't already, I'm not sure. I can't keep up with everybody that's coming through, but Christian Jessup, thanks for joining us, man. So good to see you, and we'll just keep celebrating you and looking forward to that new documentary you've got coming up later on in October.
Happy to be here, Noel. Thanks.
Thanks, buddy. Man, I was hoping you would join us, Thomas. Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, well, thanks for bringing me back as always.
Well, yeah, we're having a heck of a lot of fun today, celebrating episode 400, 400th episode. I've been able to take part in a few of these, so I'm happy with every one I get a chance to be a part of. But man, it's good to see you. Glad you're back. I know it's been a busy season for you, but it's always good to have you on the show. And man, talking about celebrations, what's a film and or a film scene that comes to mind when you hear that word?
Well, when you talk about celebration in film, you can't leave out the word Ewok. As an Ewok celebration at the end of Return of the Jedi, from the conclusion of probably the greatest and most influential film trilogy of all time with Star Wars. And this is right at the pinnacle of all of our heroes, just like happiness and joy, as the Emperor has been defeated, the Death Star has been blown up, the rebellion has been saved, Luke Skywalker has redeemed his father, and just this trilogy had such a profound impact on my childhood and really on my love for all forms of art and storytelling, even up to this point today in my early 20s. And I just think it was just the most satisfying conclusion to a saga. And of course they expanded upon it a little bit later on, 30 years down the line, with the Disney trilogy and the sequel trilogy, and some might say it kind of cheapened the impact of that that initial victory, but I kind of disagree with that criticism. I understand it, but I disagree with it. And I think what really sets it apart is the Yub Nub song from the Ewoks. Now George Lucas kind of switched it up he had the original theatrical cut had the Yub Nub song, which was basically Ewok vocalization. However, he changed it up with some more John Williams score in his like special edition re-releases. And if you're gonna take out some Ewoks singing, then at least replace it with John Williams. So I think either one is a pretty decent cut, but I got to go with the 1983 original is the best cut. But still, regardless, the ending of Return of the Jedi, just one of my favorite celebration scenes in all of cinematic history, never fails to bring me just complete joy and happiness.
I'm right there with you. I remember watching it when it was released, and honestly, at that time we thought this is it. We're never going to see Star Wars again, because it wrapped that storyline, and we just didn't expect anything beyond that. And I still get happy thinking about that scene. So I'm glad that you brought that scene up, and it's good that you got a little Star Wars element in your shot there. You got the Baby Yoda, and then behind you got Empire Strikes Back, Han Solo, and then I think over to your left there's a VHS case just over your shoulder. So man, it is good to have you, Thomas, and a great scene. And man, looking forward to more shows, and thanks for being a part of 400.
Oh, it has been an absolute honor, and I'm just glad that you would continue to have me on.
All right, we'll see you, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I think I know that face. Catherine Manning, good to see you.
Hello, good to see you.
So glad you could join us for this special celebration episode. It's not an anniversary, because an anniversary, as my daughter told me, is an every year thing. So this is not an anniversary, but it is an episode celebration of 400. Is that
a commemoration?
Commemoration. So commemorating 400 episodes of Meet Me at the Movies. And you were a recurring guest host for a while, co-host, and glad to have you back, and really appreciate you joining us.
Good to be back.
So when you think of the word celebration, what film or film scene comes to mind?
Well, you know me and my romantic comedies. I chose 13 Going on 30. It's a 2004 movie with Jennifer Garner, Mark Ruffalo. Really great coming of age story, romantic comedy. There's this really great scene, probably towards the middle of the movie, where Jennifer Garner's character invites all these girls over for a slumber party, and they start singing Pat Benatar's Love is a Battlefield, dancing around, having so much fun. And so now every time I hear that song, I feel like I need to copy that scene.
Well, where I thought you were going, I thought you were going to go with the thriller scene.
I thought about it, but at the end of that scene, Mark Ruffalo's character gets mad, and I was like, well, that's not a celebration.
But the dance.
The dance itself, sure. That's a fun one. Yeah, that's a fun scene, but Pat Benatar's scene's pretty good too.
Okay, awesome. Well, Catherine Manning, thanks for joining us for the commemorative episode 400 of Meet Me at the Movies. Good to see you. Thanks for doing this.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me. Bye.
Hey, Jen.
Hey.
I never know who Tim is going to dial up next. I know who's going to show up. And you're not Jen Guberman anymore. We used to know you as Jen Guberman. Jen, somebody else now?
I'm Jen Perry now.
Perry, well, it's good to see you. So glad to have you back. And you are an accomplished author. You've written a trilogy, and you're working on something new, and you're getting ready to have audiobooks produced. And so congrats on all of that. Thank you for joining us for episode 400. It's a big milestone, and we are celebrating. And so we want you to talk about maybe a film or a film scene that sparks celebration for you.
Okay. Well, I had to pick something a little out of the ordinary. It doesn't look like a celebration scene, but it is in its own way. I'm a huge Harry Potter nerd, so I had to pick a classic, the first Harry Potter movie, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. And you've got Harry living with his aunt, uncle, and cousin, and of course, his cousin's spoiled rotten. He gets all these presents for his birthday. He's mad that he doesn't get as many as the last year, so they're like, oh, we'll get you more. But for Harry's birthday, he's nothing special to them, so he doesn't get anything. He gets pretty much ignored like always. But this birthday was a little different and special, and so Hagrid bursts down the door and not only tells him, the best news of his life, that he's a wizard, but he also gets birthday cake. So I think that's probably Harry's best birthday to date. So I think it's unusual, but it's a really cute celebratory moment.
Yeah. I love that, and I love the pick and the twist. And when I threw this out there for potential guests, I said, "You decide what celebration means." And your other movie you were thinking about was Midsummer, but we're not going to go there. But I'm so glad you could join us, Jen Perry.
Glad to be here.
Good to see you, and thanks for being a part of 400.
Congratulations on 400.
Yeah, take care.
You too.
I really want to thank everybody for spending time with us. If you're watching us on TV, if you're watching us through the stream, or just spending time with us, and thanks to the guests. I got to say thank you. You guys are awesome. Thanks for taking the time to celebrate the 400th episode of Meet Me at the Movies. We're going to take a quick intermission. Greg and Tim right here, along with quite a few others. We'll see who joins us after the break right here on Meet Me at the Movies.
Can we do that again? I was eating.
I would tell anybody that's interested in getting broadcasting that this is a really exciting field to be in. The possibilities are endless. And every day is different. There's always something new. You're always on your toes. I think the good thing about, a school like Cleveland Community College is they're really good at keeping up with the latest technologies. My experience with the broadcasting program has been everything and more. I've hosted a television show here. I've done radio shows. I've made my own commercials, all kinds of exciting things, digital animation. And I've never thought I'd have a career in news that I enjoy. It's just really exciting to, have a career where you're in control of what 2 million people in the area are watching every night. It's really exciting and enriching and fulfilling work. It doesn't feel like a job. I mean, I get to hang around all day and make television. I mean, just listen to that.
Now the question is, are you ready to start your journey today?
Library services include assessing the needs of students to provide appropriate resources.
Student Support Services is where students can come for assistance navigating college policies and procedures.
We offer free tutoring to all students through Zoom sessions with our tutors and access to 24/7 online tutoring with tutor.com.
The Enrollment Center is where you can come to CCC and get enrolled here in the college. Also, you can do financial aid and you can get registered for class all in one stop.
Stan was really lucky to have found his family through adoption.
And they were lucky to find him. Millions of dogs and cats enter shelters each year.
And many of them go home with new friends and families, like Stan.
Well, kind of like Stan. I'm not so sure all of them can talk.
If you love animals.
Any kind of animal.
There are many ways you can make a difference.
You can start right now. Spread the word about how we all need to be kind to animals.
You can even volunteer time to join in making a difference.
Find out how you can help our animal friends.
Check out cstanblog.com/friends.
Welcome back to Meet Me at the Movies. Noel T. II with Tim Foster and Greg Tillman. And yeah, this is a quarren beard. I used to have a beard growing up, and then I went to the goatee several years ago. But I think I'm going to let this part grow because it looked curly. I might put curlers in that. I'm going to see what.
That would look great. It has kind of a Gandalf look to it.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Well, we are here with Meet Me at the Movies, episode number 400. We've got tons of guests who have decided to join us and give us their movie celebration.
You called during lunch, I'm sorry.
Or a celebration movie. And we've already given you ours, and we'll just kind of see who else is around the bend. I know Tim's been lining them up left and right. And remember, we through the power of magic, you may be seeing changes of location and even costume. So that's the beauty of what we're doing. So let's see what we've got next.
Well, like I said earlier, Tim's not wearing pants right now, so I know what you're talking about. No, don't stand. Cable, but still.
Adam, hey buddy, good to see you, man. So glad you could join us for episode 400. Good to see you.
Hey, it's good to be here, and congrats on the Big Four's 000 there.
Yeah, man.
It's awesome.
Yeah, a lot of excitement here, and we've been inviting previous guests, and so we said, let's bring back Adam, and we're going to talk about either films or scenes that invoke celebration. So give us your thoughts on the film or the scene that you chose to think about celebration.
Well, mine comes from, and I have it right here with me, put it up on the screen, Places in the Heart, the 1984 film starring Sally Field. This was her second Oscar she won for this film. And anyway, to make it quick, basically, it's about a Depression-era widow. She finds herself suddenly widowed through some really bad circumstances, and she winds up taking in there's an African-American man that steals from her, but they become friends, played by Danny Glover. And then she takes in a boarder, played by John Malkovich, who's blind, and she has this really close relationship with her sister, and they all band together to keep from losing her farm, basically, because her farm is they're in real danger of getting foreclosed on in a beautiful way. I think probably one of the best endings of any film I've ever seen. So Places in the Heart, that's mine. If you want just a really, really uplifting, beautiful ending, beautiful story about
Awesome.
You know.
Awesome. Hey,
There
Adam,
you go.
man, thank you so much. Great choice, great film, and it's one of those that I think gets overlooked by folks. So Places in the Heart. Adam Long, thanks for joining us right here on episode 400, man.
Glad to do it. I'm honored to be here.
All right, Tim, who do you have? Hey, Zane. Zane Gray. Awesome, dude. Yeah, Tim said that you might be dropping by, so I'm glad you're here, man.
Oh, did he? I never get any notifications from him, so I don't know anything about that.
Well, Zane Gray, good to have you back, man. Hope you're doing well.
I'm doing good.
Well, we're glad you could join us for episode 400 of
Awesome.
Meet Me at the Movies, and we are celebrating. And so in order to celebrate, we got to talk about some movies or scenes that cause us to think about celebration. So what have you got in mind?
Well, like you sent in the message, there's a lot of interpretations to this kind of question. But for me, I had to go back to a classic. Yes, I said classic, to the 1984 version of Footloose, specifically towards the end where the Let's Dance scene, quoted specifically by the famous Kevin Bacon. I think the reason why I chose this scene in particular is that the entire movie just frowns upon music and dance. And then here comes Kevin Bacon trying to bring some light with those two blend together. And as far as celebrating, just feeling that kind of jazzy feel, I had to go back to that movie. I love it. Even the remake itself kind of had the same vibe going for it, but more specifically, the 84 version just to me gets me every time.
Yeah, it is hard to beat that scene, especially the Kevin Bacon version, and Sean Penn's brother, Chris, as well. I mean, it was well cast across the board, and it was just I agree with you. I think it's a classic film as it relates to music, especially. And so love that film, love that scene. Well, I agree with you, man. I'm glad you could join us. Good to see you, Zane, always. And thanks for being here for episode 400.
Good to see you, Noel. Congratulations on 400. Looking for 400 more.
All right. See you, man.
See ya.
All right, Tim, who we got? Hey, Daryl, what's up, man?
Hey, surprise.
Yeah, he said, just look at the monitor, you idiot. I'm like, okay. Sorry, Tim. Good to see you, man. Daryl Menzel, good to see you. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me, man. 400 episodes is no small feat.
No, it's pretty cool. Now, I've only been here for 2 of them, but I will embrace the 400th. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how long I've been here.
That's right.
But 400 episodes, pretty amazing. And for the folks who came before me, I thank them for kind of setting the stage and allowing me to come in and take the baton. And thanks for joining us, man. I really appreciate you being here. And we're talking about films that institute something relating to celebration, and it can be whatever you want it to be. So what is your film and why?
My film's going to be The Godfather, one of the great crime films of all time. And you talk about celebrations, man. The first 20, 30 minutes of that movie is nothing but a giant celebration, right? You've got people laughing, smiling, music playing. You got the lady singing opera. Then you got the old man who comes on stage dancing, and it's just everyone is having a ball and a blast, except for one person. If you ever go back and you watch Godfather, Don Barzini, who you find out has been pulling the strings behind everything in this movie, is the only person that's not laughing and having fun. There's a lot of great character work, man. You get to understand who everybody is in that first 20 minutes at this wedding. Soft-spoken Mike, soft-spoken Fredo. Luca Brazzi's not all there. And then in the middle of all this wild celebration, this fun stuff, there's some shadiness happening in the Don's office. So you got Bonacer like, hey, it's daughter's wedding, but still, if you kill these guys, I'd appreciate it too. So it's got a lot of everything happening.
Awesome choice. Daryl, so glad you could be with us, man. Thanks for helping us to celebrate 400 episodes of Meet Me in the Movies.
Thanks for having me, man. Here's a 400 more.
All right, buddy. See you, man.
Have a good one.
All right, Tim. Hey, Douglas. Look at you, man. Dude,
how you doing? Been such a long time.
Man,
What's going on? Anything exciting? Anything exciting?
Yeah, just it's the 400th episode. That's why you're here, man.
You look amazing for 400.
Thanks,
You don't
man.
look a day over 100.
Well, dude, this is a true celebration. It is a party. We're inviting back as many guests as we can, and I'm glad that you could take the time to join us. And Tim said that he thought he had you lined up, and so I'm glad you're here, man.
I fell over. I got back up. I am delighted to be here to help celebrate this.
Awesome,
It's
awesome.
amazing.
Well, we're talking about films that sparkle with celebration, that just ring of celebration. And have you got something in mind?
I do. I've had several in mind, but the one that I think I'm going to stick with is actually one of my favorite scenes in the entire MCU. And there's a lot of wonderful moments, but when I think of a celebration, what we didn't get enough of was seeing that core group hanging out together.
Yeah.
So for me, it's the 2015 Avengers Age of Ultron, the party sequence, but I'm talking about after everybody's gone and they're just sitting around hanging out with each other.
Yeah.
And that is just such a wonderful moment of people being people, not superheroes.
Right.
But people being people, not just because it set up the question we all wanted to know, is Captain America worthy? But just this wonderful moment of togetherness and camaraderie that we never got to see again, that we never truly got to see. So that is a wonderful celebration.
Absolutely. Well, man, thanks for joining us. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being a part.
Happy
Episode
400th.
Episode 400. Douglas, take care, man. We'll see you soon.
Hope so. Bye.
Bye, buddy. Bye. Thank you so much to everyone who took the time to be with us here today, for these guests who took at least 2 minutes out of their day to say, yeah, I wish you a happy 400. Thank you so much.
Back.
Exactly. 2 minutes, they will never get back, but we do appreciate them sacrificing for us. And Tim and Greg, good to see you again back on the show, and hoping to have you back on soon if we can work out our schedules. I do most of these like at 3 in the morning now, so I'll just give you a call.
I wonder if that was wrong.
Well, again, thanks to the viewers who have continued to stick with this show well before me, and those who especially decided once I came on to continue spending time with us. I think we've got one of those that's actually done it forever, and that's John Riddlesell, so I've got to give him a shout out.
Yeah, he get
400th episode. So John, thanks for watching, and Mom, thanks for watching as well. Yes. Tim, Greg, appreciate you guys. Info at C19 TV is where you send all the stuff relating to emails and questions and comments. And movie quote of the week, I think it's pretty appropriate. It is another kind of celebration scene in the movie Babe, when Farmer Hoggett looks down and says, "That'll do, pig, that'll do." So until next time.
That's just like us, because often I'll go, that'll do.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
So 400 episodes. Thanks for joining us. Until next time, that's a wrap.